करता था, पेरेंट्स पे भी और टीचर्स पे भी। ठीक है, तो खास करके पेरेंट्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से ये अभी सर आपको पूरा बताएंगे कि 2 साल जब स्टूडेंट्स मेहनत कर रहे हैं तो पेरेंट्स को क्या रोल पेरेंट्स का रहता है। ठीक है, घर पे अपना जो माहौल है तो बेस्ट है। कल्याण रमन सर अपने साथ है, सर सीनियर वाइस प्रेसिडेंट है शेर खान के। ठीक है, और सर खुद भी आईआईटी से रिक्रूट करते हैं, तो हम तो जस्ट आईआईटीएन है, सर तो वो है जो आईआईटीएंस को भी रिक्रूट करते हैं। ठीक है, तो कल्याण रमन सर।
Thank you, Yamam sir. Thank you very much, and thank you all for your patience and the fact that you took time. And क्योंकि I can see some students and some parents, मैं दोनों के लिए एक I'll try making this session informative for both parents and students. Um, First and foremost, and this okay. First and foremost, I am not an IITian. Okay, I am a commerce graduate. I did my MBA from Bombay, but I had no understanding of what engineering is. यानी engineering किस चिड़िया का नाम है वो I discovered after I started shopping for coaching classes in Thane 2 years ago when my son passed out of Singhania school in 10th. And then I discovered what this whole NEET, JEE, main, advanced, MST, CET, I didn't even know that. BitSat, I didn't know. While I would recruit people, but what was the process of getting so many students attending the exams and then some of them getting maybe lucky, maybe fortunate to be a part of one of these prestigious institutes, I discovered much later. 2 years ago, I had no bloody idea of how this whole thing worked. And now, for the main, important things that I learned as a parent in the last 2 years is what I'll share with you. And I can see some young friends here and some parents also. Please don't treat this as somebody who's got white hair who's talking. This is a parent talking to a parent. This is a parent also talking to a child. ऐसे मान के चलो आप, because there are certain things that you need to keep in mind, and I'll try wrapping up as fast as I can. First and foremost, as a student, please don't compare yourself with the next student in JEE preparation. Don't do that, because you're typically used to thinking like that in schools. मेरा GPA ये है, मेरा इतना परसेंटेज आ गया, आपका कितना है? Very normal, very natural, very human, and all of us have done. The children do, the parents do, but in JEE preparation, trust me, this comparison doesn't matter at all, because every student will take his or her own time to settle down. So please don't compare. That's the first and foremost thing. Second, whether you are from a state board school or CBSE or ICSE or ISC, whichever board schools you are from, till 10th what you have studied, a part of it will have an impact on JEE preparation. But please think that this is a new journey. From 8th, when students move to 9, they say it's an extension. From 9th, when the students move to 10th, they say, oh, it's an extension, I have learned. But 10th to JEE is it's not an extension, it's a leap, it's a jump. एक बहुत बड़ी छलांग है. So please don't think अच्छा 10th में मेरे को 95 मिल गया, 97 मिल गया तो मैं JEE IIT मेरा दरवाजा खड़ा करके तैयार रहेगा. ऐसा नहीं है. I have seen some of the best minds who could not clear, and in my friend circle, in my social circle, who just couldn't clear because they couldn't take that pressure. So please don't think it is going to be easy. Third, please don't think इतना पोर्शन है, इतना सारा पढ़ना है, होगा क्या? Don't think that way. And this is typically more so for parents than for children. कि बच्चे का नींद बिगड़ रहा है, बच्चे का खाने का टाइम ऊपर नीचे हो रहा है, ये होगा. ये मैं सच बोल रहा हूँ, शायद सबको ये ठीक ना लगे, बट ये होगा. नींद कम होगा, खाना ऊपर नीचे होगा. टेक इट एज अ लर्निंग. इट विल नॉट बी कि 12 बजे मैं रोज 4 साल से 12 बजे खा रहा था, अभी मैं 12 बजे नहीं, 12 का 2 हो सकता है. एंड फॉर पेरेंट्स, more importantly, learn to have that patience that this is going to be a 24-month project. Please don't look at scores saying acha last month in your test how much did you get in mock test, how much you are getting this month. I have seen that in my son. 300 marks paper, mock tests, one test he'll get 150, the second test he'll get 89. थर्ड 73 एंड फोर्थ 145, ऐसा होता था. So you don't bother about अच्छा what is the trend that my daughter or my son is seeing. ट्रेंड का कोई मतलब नहीं है. That you leave it to the professors. Our job basically as a student is, am I putting the right amount of effort? And as a parent, how happy are we as an environment? Because I'm sure some of you parents would probably be engineers. I was not. And I consider myself lucky that I was not, because when my son did his engineering, I had no bloody idea of how the whole thing worked. So the only thing we did between me and my son, me and my wife, was just support them. So we never asked questions कि भाई तेरा इतना लगा है, बाकी का कितना है, हमको फर्क नहीं पड़ा, because we didn't even have an idea. Second, more importantly, भाई तेरा अभी VMM सर ने तो 6 चैप्टर लगा दिए हैं, तूने तो 4 ही पढ़ाई किया है, उसका कोई मतलब नहीं है. कोई 4 करेगा, कोई 2 करेगा, कोई स्टार्ट भी नहीं करेगा. Third and most important thing is, in the whole thing, JEE prepares you for every bloody exam for life. So if I look at my son doesn't come across, I mean, he's not an intelligent boy. I'm telling you as a father. मैं ये सबको बोलूँगा. I'm seeing some students, I'm seeing some parents. My son is not an intelligent guy. I'm telling you upfront. What my son did the whole of 2 years, thanks to VMM sir, RCM sir, ZAP sir, MRC, everybody, he was willing to put in the effort. Simple. So for me, if I were to go 30 years back, I'm 50. If I were to be 18 years today, I know one simple thing that can help me crack JEE, which is, am I willing to work that much harder? It doesn't matter what percentage I got in 8th, 9th and 10th. It has no meaning. I could have been in honor society in Singhania school, or the top 3 students in Vasant Vihar, for all you know. Vasant Vihar ke bacche hain. Those things have limited impact. How you do your job for the next 24 months is the key. So please forget the history. And I have seen some students, some absolutely brilliant students, पहले mock test में उनका clean board हो गया. Then self doubt आता है, अरे यार मेरा वसंत विहार में तो अच्छा चल रहा था, ये कहाँ है? Maybe the professors are not right. ऐसे भी मैंने स्टोरी सुना है कि प्रोफेसर्स ने just to put pressure they have given me less marks. ऐसे बेहुदा सवाल भी मेरे इर्द गिर्द लोगों ने किया है. ऐसे भाई किसी का किसी के साथ दुश्मनी नहीं है, जो है वो है. Okay, so please take care. You, my dear students, these 24 months you have to forget a lot of things, in the sense that you may not be able to sleep on time, you may not be able to eat on time, no problem. But as Ekta rightly pointed out, as VMM sir rightly pointed out, in your schedule, take out half an hour to 1 hour to do something that you love beyond studies. Music, playing, cooking, do whatever. Take 1 hour, half an hour to 1 hour out for yourself. Maybe seeing TV, listening to music, do whatever, painting. It could just be anything. Just take 1 hour, because you need that to regroup, to become fresh again. Second thing is, you may miss out on a lot of social events. भाई का शादी है, cousin का शादी है, बहन दिल्ली से आई हुई है. All of that you have to learn to be, and that's important thing. You have to learn to be selfish about your time. भाई भाभी आई हैं 4 साल के बाद USA, no problem. एक रूम में रहेंगे, आप पढ़ाई करो. That much of selfishness on your time you have to put a premium. यानी आपको लगना चाहिए कि मैंने आधा घंटा खर्चा किया तो आधा घंटा into 100 rupees per minute. ऐसा आप डालो जहन में, because you will need that kind of an effort. I'm not saying you should not do things that you like doing. As I said, take out 1 hour every day, do things that you love. But JEE, if I understand, it is about doing the same thing over and over again. It is like, trying to break a mountain or trying to create a road out of a mountain. So keep that. But more importantly, and this is what I've seen in my son, that is why I'm telling you, my dear students, there will be phases where आपको लगेगा कि भाई क्या मैं सही कर रहा हूँ क्या यहाँ पे JEE में उतरना सही था क्या? ये आ सकता है self doubt. That is very natural. That is very normal. You don't have to get worried about it, because जब आप मॉक टेस्ट लिखोगे, जब आप प्रिपेयर करोगे, बहुत सारे ऐसे सवाल हैं जो बाउंसर जाएगा. बहुत ही आम बात है. It's absolutely normal. Just trust the process And most importantly, and that's how I'll kind of end, and this is more for parents and then for the children, trust the professors. And I'm right now talking for Viraz, because I have very rarely seen, my son used to call up Viraz sirs at 2 a.m., 2 baje subah, 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., and they used to get responses in 10 minutes. That's been the commitment of the professors. In fact, I used to feel bad कि भाई ऐसा मत करो, वो सोते होंगे, and my son used to say नहीं यार, वो लोग नहीं सोते हैं कभी. So that is the advantage that you guys should take. So for those students who think they are willing to put in the effort, ask as many doubts as you can to your professors. The more you ask doubts, the better your concepts will be. The lesser you ask doubts, you may still go to maybe an online YouTube and figure out. But the kind of explanation that is required, you will only and only get from Viraz, these three professors that I have very closely been associated with for the last 1.5 years. So please put in those questions. और कितने भी आपको लगता है कि this is a very stupid question, should I be asking? Please don't stop yourself from asking those questions. The students who passed out along with my son in 2021 were those students जिन्होंने सर लोगों का दिमाग चाटा है. I know how much they were troubling sirs. और बेझिझक आप कीजिए, because sirs लोग बैठे हैं उनके लिए. I mean, this is one place where I have seen that it is typically created for students. And I know creating an institute, having so much of success stories is not possible without the sirs putting in effort. And hence I'm saying, my dear friends, young friends more so, if you get into it, please get into the habit of asking what it is. ये क्या होता है? How is it happening? सर मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. शायद आपके क्लास में 25-30 स्टूडेंट्स हों, 29 लोगों को समझ में आया, आपको नहीं आया. पूछो, बेझिझक, बिंदास, बिना शर्म के, बिना डर के आप पूछो. जब आप करोगे, I think sky is the limit for all of us. And as VMM sir said, my son, I mean, I would really not count him as intelligent, but he cleared all the 4 JEE mains. He cleared the JEE advanced. He had 2 options, NIT Calicut and BITS Pilani, and he finally took admission in BITS. And that was only and only because of the effort that he put in. I'm not saying because he's my son. He's not even in the house right now. It is only and only because we followed the process. The process was, if you have to hit a century, you don't hit a 6, you start picking up singles. So if most of you are kind of following cricket, it is not about playing the IPL or T20. JEE preparation is like a test match. Play the waiting game, training acha karo, thoda thakao bowler ko, that kind of a game as a batsman you have to play in JEE main. Yeah, I know for a lot of 18, 19, 17-year-old kids, 2020 is very glamorous, but that is short-lived. JEE is not 2020. It's not IPL. It is test match. You play the waiting game, and I think you'll surely do a lot more good. That's it from me as a parent and as a proud recipient of all the great stories that I have personally been benefited out of Viraz's experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
अभी शायद सर ने सब कुछ आप लोगों को समझा दिया है, ठीक है, क्योंकि एक पेरेंट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से चीजें क्लियर, बहुत मतलब वो जो व्यू होता है वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है इस प्रिपरेशन के लिए, ठीक है. तो मुझे लगता है कि सबको समझ, सर ने जो बताया, कितने लोगों को सुन के कुछ पता चला है कि हाँ कुछ अच्छी चीजें तुम्हें नोटिस हुई है. क्रिश, आर्यमन, मैत्रेय, जो भी बच्चे यहाँ पे जुड़े हुए हैं, ठीक है. तो थैंक यू सर, बच्चों को इतना सही गाइडेंस के लिए.
ठीक है. Anytime.
और शायद पेरेंट्स को भी इस चीज से थोड़ा आइडिया आ गया होगा कि किस माहौल में अपन को बच्चों को रखना है, क्या अपना रोल है इस प्रिपरेशन के टाइम पे, ठीक है. तो अभी
आप बुलाइए, I have no problem. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
God bless you all.
Thank you, sir.